Yo, you got big news now. It's Diddy Batman. Alright, Diddy has been sentenced to 50 months in prison for prostitution offense as he's branded a vile and unrepentant woman beater. I think, here's my take on this. The prosecution was trying so hard to literally strip him of all his assets that they were trying to, I think they were going for like racketeering and stuff like that. And that would have stripped him of everything. So they're trying to prove that he was running a prostitution ring and he was profiting from it. But he was never really profiting. Like Diddy wasn't profiting from like sending. This was his own little voyeurism type thing going on. His own little sexual depravities, fantasies, and he was living this out while still being Diddy, the hip hop mogul. He's entitled to a sex life, right? He's entitled to a private life. So he was filming these stuff here and there, but he was never profiting from it. He was never running a sex ring. Like, why would he do that while he had the record label? Yes, I know Bad Boy Records is literally dead right now, but then he had Ciroc. That was bringing in loads of money, so there was no need for him to try and profit from that. But that's what the prosecution was trying to prove, and that would have stripped him of all his assets that were left him broke. I mean, there's still gonna be a dent in Diddy's finances because he was living he's living out of his means, in the sense that in order to live the lifestyle you have to live, you have to have income coming in, and his main income was, guess what? Ciroc. It weren't Bad Boy Records. It wasn't Sean John clothing. That stuff was not big. That was Sean John. At one point, he came on the Breakfast Club, so Sean John was like maybe 45, maybe 25 million in the hole. So he sold it. He brought it back, but he sold it. The Bad Boy Records, it's just to make him look cool, so he can release songs here and there. But there's other labels out there that are bigger than Bad Boy. In the 90s, yeah, Bad Boy was the label. A lot of labels have fallen to the wayside these days. You got remember Def Jam? Def Jam was big. Ain't nobody talking about Def Jam anymore these days. You can rarely find anyone that's really big on Def Jam. Everyone's on other labels now, and that's the way the tide goes. It goes up, goes down. One minute you're on top, next minute you're at the bottom. That's the way life is. That's why he pivoted a bit and he started to realize, oh, this drink stuff is bringing in some money. But he got too greedy. That's where he ended up where he is now. Because he was doing what he was doing for years. But it seemed like there was a combination of Cassie and some other factors that took place that may have caused his downfall. Because he was trying to take the liquor company to court. And that seemed like, since he tried to do that, there all sorts of weird dirt that come up about him. And it looked like the liquor company may have helped Cassie. Some people saying that Cassie had help. But Cassie couldn't have brought him down by herself. No way, no how. And it's a combination of thinking you're too big to fall and not realizing that the people you done dirt to, one day they will come and gather up against you. And it looked like somebody knows something more. Like, it's weird when you out there and someone like Diddy's out there, people kind of think, oh yeah, he's invincible. But there's people around you in your circle, they want to see you fail. Even if you give them money here and there. A lot of people are around him and they watch what Diddy done and they shake their head. A lot of bodyguards saw him beat Cassie and they shake their heads. But they're bodyguards. Gene Jill saw things. Other bodyguards saw things that happened around Diddy. They shake their head. And they have got contact with other people. Maybe the liquor company, and they all came together and said, alright, you do the lawsuit, we finance it. And we bring this guy down. He's getting too big for his boots. We're going to destroy him. And that's what they've done to Diddy. Diddy is destroyed. He is crumbled. Because the thing about Diddy, He's a showman. He likes to be seen. He likes to be seen at his best. And Diddy is now, he's still Diddy, but he's not going to be Diddy anymore. When he comes out, he's going to change his name. He doesn't want to be associated with Diddy. He was Puff Daddy. Remember when he was Puff Daddy, and then what happened with him and Shine, and he changed his name to Diddy. Now from Diddy, he's going to try and change his name to something else. He really was trying to transition to Brother Love, so he can't transition to Brother Love. It needs to be something else. But he needs to, he's like a snake. He needs to shed his skin. Every time something bad happens, he sheds his skin. That's what Diddy's trying to do now. He's going to shed his skin. So he can do his years, then he's going to try and shed his skin, come out. But I don't feel that he's going to have the same impact. If you can remember the music, he can still try and be the showman, but it's just not going to be the same. He's done too much dirt. He's done too much wrong. He's going to try and say, oh, I feel like he might try and come out and be this godly person. But I don't feel that anyone that's in the black community and seeing what he's capable of and what he has done will forgive him. Even though he may ask for forgiveness, he will try and hook up with a pastor. You know, those guys are corrupt as it is, because they were only there to be paid. They weren't there for this godliness on thinking Diddy was a good person. They were getting paid to speak on Diddy's behalf. Everything he did, I'm not saying he's a total evil creep, but you know, he was still doing what he did. He still whooped Cassie's ass, and then he went and done charity events afterwards. All the time he was doing this charity and going to certain events, Cassie was there with bruises, so he was doing that while sitting down and smiling at you on the camera, and Cassie had to hide the bruises and put makeup on. So you need to wonder, this is like Two-Face. He's got two sides of him. I'm just being, that's my prescription of what I can see about Diddy. He is very dangerous. And you know things are bad when someone like Jay-Z says, like, we're not friends. When Jay-Z says he's not your friend, and he's sitting down there with like videos of you, and you know, it's all black excellence. When Jay-Z says he's not your friend, you know you're doomed. You know, like Jay-Z's like, man, this guy's burnt. He's cooked. I'm out of here. So that's my little monologue for the beginning. That went on. Let's see. Sheen Diddy Combs has been sentenced to over 4 years behind bars for his prostitution conviction after being sorry. I don't know what that says. By the judge, marking a stunning fall from grace for the shamed rap mogul. The producer, 55, what's this on my face? Hung his head as the judge, Arun Subramanian, handed down the sentence of 50 months in a Manhattan courtroom on Friday as Diddy, a weeping family, watched on from the gallery. Diddy has been in custody since September 2024. With the 30 months he already spent behind bars, he is on course to be freed in November 2028. Bloody hell, 2028. That's a look. I'm glad they gave him some years, because a lot of people thought he was going to get time served, and you're going to hear like the Diddy music come in the background. Diddy, and he starts knocking out and he'd be like, thank you, oh man, thank God, I am truly sorry. That guy was disgusting. I didn't know who I was. I'm sorry. I would like to change, and from now on I'm going to be called Love, the Love Man. That's the new name. Diddy's behind me. I'm not that guy no more. I'm changed. People thought he could come out the court, wouldn't do a speech, and just walk free with prior engagements, but clearly that's not what's happening. You know, look, I'm gonna be honest. He deserves to do some time, because hear me out. He beat Cassie in that hotel room and he got away with it. That's what people were thinking. They were thinking to themselves like, wait a minute, He got away with that. It's like, yeah, the time's passed. He got away with it, and everyone said, "No, that ain't right. That ain't right." He used his money, his influence and power to buy the security footage, so nothing came out about that. He should have done the time back then, and now the time that he's getting now would have been the time he would have gotten back then. So yeah, he's getting his just desserts. All the other things that they're trying to get him for, I feel like nah, the prostitution and stuff that seems a bit too much. But it's good. It's his own ignorance that got him to where he is. Because let's put it this way: if he just paid Cassie when she came out and said blah 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 blah, you did this and did this to me. If he paid Cassie, none of this would have come out. But he was so big-headed and ignorant, he thought he couldn't get taken down. So he said, "I'm not paying you." And she came up to more snippets and more snippets, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! He's about to blow the lid off of me, man." Then he pays. By that time now, everyone's looking like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" We know stuff about him. So the sharks start to circle around. They see the blood in the water. They see that Cassie gets a payout. He could have done that behind the scenes. He made Cassie have to come out. If you knew you did that unto her, just pay her behind the scenes and just shut up. He didn't want to let go of maybe 25, 30 million. That's how cheap he was. And people say he was near on a billionaire. And then at the end of the day, he ended up paying her anyway. So, a bit weird, right? That's the problem. And now he's literally lost the whole empire because of that. There are people throwing dirt on my name, making up lies on me. Man, you had the whole of black Twitter and the black community thinking that Cassie was trying to dig you for money. All this time you've been beating her in the background. You disgusting Diddy. No one gonna trust you anymore because you lied to us in our face. You went on Instagram. You posted what you posted, making it out like she was lying. All the while knowing you've been doing dirty to her, and we believed you. So what makes you think you can come out after four years, and we're gonna believe? Oh, you changed. We can't believe you anymore. You've been lying to us in our face. We'd be dumb to sit down there and believe Diddy again. Truthfully, if there's a black person out there who says like, he comes out and he's like, he's changed, we're gonna believe him after he sat down and lied to us? He lied to everyone. I was thinking now that Cassie was just out to shake him down for some money. All this time she'd been living a lifestyle of an abusive relationship. Come on, Diddy, man. You disappointed me. Diddy was not actually convicted of any offence against Ventura. No, he wasn't. But this was the payback. They had to find a way to get him back for what he did to Cassie. Because the time has passed. But was famously filmed beating her up on the Friday, acknowledging of her abuse, likely to provide some solace and for the abuse model. Yeah. Deterrence requires a significant sentence, he said, noting that Diddy held more freak-offs even after he had been subjected to search warrants and public shaming over his abuse of Ventura. This is the thing about Diddy. I think he is a drug addict as well, because they said they found him with like pink cocaine in his hotel room. I don't know if that was just one more freak off for the times, for the ages. But if you know you've been investigated and they knock down your damn doors and everything, looking for video evidence, you should stop doing the freak offs. But he didn't. The producer stood emotionless and stunned as the judge handed him the sentence, staring straight ahead as he was slated for abusing his victims physically, emotionally and psychologically. Diddy, man. Diddy. Well, it's weird how some of the biggest moguls are starting to see the downfall. People like Suge Knight, Diddy, man, even Russell Simmons. The tide is turning these days, man. Money doesn't give you all the power you need. You abused the power and control you had over the lives of women you professed to love dearly and the judge said. Why did it go on so long? Because you had the power, the resources to keep it going. Man, did he look like he's carrying away, man? He all grayed up and everything, man. I wish I could have been there to see this. This looks crazy. The decision came following a tremendous sentence hearing that went from bad to worse for Diddy, with the judge deciding at the start of the day he was still considered evidence from sex trafficking, racketeering charges that he was cleared of back in July. The courtroom sketch artist showed the star mirroring an iconic Scream painting during the proceedings as it appeared to draw on on him that he was facing a lengthy stint in prison. Prosecutors then told the judge Diddy had arrogantly arranged speaking arrangements for Monday in Miami, suggesting he didn't believe he was going to spend any more time behind bars. This man said, "Oh my god!" This guy, he thinks he's part of the Matrix, man. He's like, "Nah, I ain't getting no time." Right, send my people to have a speaking arrangement on Monday. I'm gonna be walking out here with my Diddy music. Boom, boom, dun, 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 dun. Damn. Oh my god. Prosecutors told the judge that Diddy's attorney Nicole Westmoreland broke down in tears when you heard that an argument for a light sentence. No, he did get a light sentence. Well, this is peanuts. I mean, yeah. But he's 55 now. He got out near enough 60. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. 55 was old, and Diddy was still acting like he was young. So he grandpa Diddy by that time, man. He be in his 60s. He be in his 60s, but I'm just thinking like he'd be in his 60s by that time. Man, hip hop would have moved on big time from here, man. You know, but then again, he was never really part of hip hop as a whole. Not in the sense that he didn't push hip hop forward, but towards like as hip hop grew, his impact on hip hop came less and less. Like there was no one on his record label, no one was on Bad Boy Records, so like what was his impact? He was still making music, but the music was like garbage. You know, hello, good morning. Most people do is try and leech off of other artists that was making noise. And that's what Diddy does. I think he was hanging around with Gigs from the UK. Even Gigs was like, "Yo, you see me, but you never see me do anything dodgy." You know, that's what Gigs said. He came on a live and he's like, "Yeah," because people was like questioning him and thinking like, "You hang around with Diddy and he's rubbing man sperm on his nipples." People say, "So are you into that as well?" He like, "Nah, you ain't see anything like that come from me." Not saying Giggs is into anything weird like that. He denounced that he's into anything strange. He said he hang around with Diddy as friends. They went to a couple of games together, but he ain't ever come across any weird freak off stuff. We leave that as that. But I'm just saying, like he was at a point where he tried to see anything that was coming up. You see what Diddy does? He sees something that's growing, he thinks, that's doing good. He will just jump onto it and start leeching off of it and trying to make it his own. That's what Diddy does. He ain't got no talent. He leeches off other people with talent. You see someone like Mace and be like, "Oh, this guy can rap." You take Mace and start leeching off of him. Even trying to take his little rap style, you know. And then the joke of it all is like Mace said he wrote most of Diddy's raps, so clearly Diddy isn't Diddy. He's Mace. Oh man, this is hilarious. Man, these were good times, right, Diddy? You and Cassie. I used to think that Diddy was treating Cassie really good. Could you think the amount of money he had? Think of the lifestyle she was getting, you know? But I guess it's one of those things. Like when you see a lot of these girls on OnlyFans or on these yachts, they ain't on yachts for free because they look pretty. They look pretty. That's how they get on the yachts. But to stay on the yachts, you gotta do some real nasty stuff to stay on those yachts. Mm-mm-mm. And that's what Cassie was doing. She was doing some real nasty stuff to stay in the lifestyle of what Diddy was giving her. And the judge repeatedly praised Ventura in his closing speech to Combs and said he admired her bravery to coming forward. Yeah, this is all Cassie, man. Cassie was the one to bring him down. It was good, and I think hopefully 50 bring that documentary now that everything's here. Now we got the closing statements. We've seen the sentence. We need that documentary on Diddy, and we've seen his fate now. No, Cassie's moved on. I think I'm gonna be honest. Everybody seemed like they really did love Diddy, but Diddy only loved himself. I know it sounds weird to say something like that, but it just seemed like Diddy loved himself more than he loved them. Diddy loved Diddy more than he loved the people around him. The people around him loved him. 'Cause a lot of the women say they still love him, but he was a nasty piece of work sometimes. You know, and it's the actions that Diddy has been a preview to, beating, kicking people. Look, you can kick this woman on the floor. You think you can get away with blowing up people's car, kicking people on the floor? You really think your money controls everything? Blowing up someone's car, man. Look at that. It's madness, man. You think you can just do these things and just walk away? At one point, they said he hit Drake with a dumbbell, man. Diddy was a monster. Diddy's former assistant Capricorn Clark repeatedly broke down in tears while describing her nightmarish employment with the music mogul and witness on the witness stand. Boy, man, they don't like Diddy he was a horrible person. Like, I mean, there's one lady I can't remember what lady. She said Diddy stamped on her head. Man, you go from being one of the biggest moguls in hip hop to nothing. It's a guy in a prison cell. You know how you have to be grateful in life and realize like how things can turn. A lot of people don't believe the tides can turn on you. You get away with so much in life. When the tides turn on you, you start to realize to yourself like, man, I should have been better to people. I ain't gonna lie. I never thought in a million years that you will see Diddy in a prison cell. What he did to Shine to escape prison, I thought to myself, right, he's learnt his lesson, right? He got off. Nah, 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 nah. Diddy ain't learned nothing. He was still being Diddy. He's ended up right where he is now. Well, I think Shine done 10 years? Diddy gonna do like 4? So this is like karma. This is the world bringing the karma back to him. 'Cause what he did to Shine really upset Shine. He was rotting in that prison. You couldn't imagine what was going through that guy's mind. He just wanted to come out and kill Diddy. Because what Diddy had done was use prosecutors, and he brought witnesses against Shine. Not to help him, against him. To get him off. And he blames his lawyers for it. So even though Shine could have been innocent, because the woman who got shot in the face said it was Diddy that did it, even though Shine could have been innocent, he made sure someone took the fall. And the only one that could have taken the fall was Shine. So, you have to wonder how Shine signed certain labels, signed to certain labels for a certain amount of money, and didn't release anything much. Because that was money that he paid Shine. But he couldn't just give Shine the money. No, he had to make it look like it was a transaction through labels. He gave those money through the labels to get to Shine. So Shine won't come out and kill him. Because when you got nothing to live for, someone take everything away from you. You got nothing to live for, you want to kill the guy who took everything from you. No matter how powerful you think he is. That's what Shine was going through his mind. That's what Shine said. He met up with Shine, and Shine has changed his life. It takes a lot for someone to be in such a dark place and to change their life around, become a better person. And I think Diddy kind of helped him a bit, kind of. It's good for Shine to just move on from everything and move away from rap. No, it's life is weird. So sometimes, well, at one point, yeah, between Shine the rapper and Shine the politician, they look like completely two different people. I'm thinking it was a different person. Because you look at he looks, at the time when he was rapping, he looked more black. Let me see if I can let me see if I can find Shine. Let's see. We can find a picture of Shine because he looks completely different. Because you got Shine the rapper and Shine the politician. They're like two different people. It's like it's a different person. This is let me see if I can get a picture here. Uh, Let me see. Google. Type in Shine. Yeah. So this is Shine. This is Shine the politician. This is Shine the rapper. It's like two different people, right? You know what I mean? Crazy, right? I'm sitting down there like, this is two different people. Can't be the same person. But they are they are the same person, man. That guy and that guy, the same person. They both Shine. No, they both Shine. That guy here and that guy there, the same person. They even look like they have different noses. It's like they cloned him. It's like they cloned him and made him different. I don't even know if it's the same dude. You said that guy was the same guy here. I'll be like, nah, they're two different people. But that is Shine. But yeah, he changed his life around. He moved on, man. Anyway, I'm out. I kind of babbled on a little bit. Like, subscribe, and I'm out.